Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Guruvi Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Thank you so much, dear wonderful devotees, for joining. How many of you learned new verse between today and last time? Material, Mishti, Lakshay. Okay, Material, why don't you go ahead and share what verse you have learned?
I learned the Advaita Acharya Shlok. Advaita Acharya Nityananda Srinivas Gadadhara Damodara Murari Haridas Arayata Chaitanya Krishnera Bhakti Gana Bhakti Bhava Shiradhar Sabara Charana.
That's excellent. Who knows the meaning of this verse in your paraphrased language? Okay, Mishti, please tell.
In the verse where it's kind of we're bowing down like to all the different associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Damodar, Ishwar Damodar, Murari Gupta, and Haridas Thakur, and all the other associates by we're bowing down to the lotus feet with the feeling of bhakti.
Excellent. Wonderful. So I see most of you shared this verse. I believe you all learned. Those who have shared, those who have not, can try to do when you get chance. And please offer this prayer every day when you bow down to deities, before you go to school, after you. So in your morning routine, you can add this prayer, right? What do you think? It's a good idea to do so? Okay. Okay. Most of you agree with that. Okay. Was there anything else to be done as well? So I think the other thing, since most of you were traveling or had some kind of vacation or some other engagements, so your dance video and your other parts of the homework, we can talk about it. Try to complete that by next Sunday. Okay. I understand you may have some guests or you may be traveling because there was Christmas and New Year break. Anyone wants to share something really special you did between last Sunday and this Sunday? Anything really exciting, different, something? Okay, maybe Lakshay wants to say.
Yesterday I came to the yagna for the New Year's yagna for the first time. So I thought that was a special thing.
Very nice. Yes, I think those who were in Tampa, we had this New Year yagna, which is very good, and everyone liked it. Yes, Purba, want to say what you did special?
I went to the temple.
Oh, which temple you went to? That's nice. To begin your new year, you went to the temple. That's excellent. Thank you. Yes, Biraj?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, since Friday and this weekend, we've had a lot of programs to celebrate New Year's in a Krishna conscious way. And yesterday was a particularly big program. Like Lakshay said, a lot of people were there, like Lakshay and Avani and Vaidehi.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's excellent. Yes, Mahima, what's on your mind?
So Christmas break, I went to New Vrindavan, and my family, we adopted a cat.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. So you get to serve cows and you went to New Vrindavan. Excellent. Please share some pictures with us. Very nice. Yes, Mishti, what's on your mind?
Our aunt had come over, so we were dressing her Gaurnitai deities and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra deities, and like we were making different buggeries for them.
Oh, wow. That's excellent. Maybe you can also share some pictures from your experience. Wonderful. Yes, Vinita, what's on your mind?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Last Sunday, we went to ISKCON Berkeley, and we did a lot of bhajan. Yeah.
Wow, that's excellent. I think all of you are very, very wonderful devotees because, see, generally, this is the New Year time, Christmas time. What most people do, right? They go for expensive vacation, they go to disco clubs, nightclubs, spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, right? To smoke, to drink, to eat non-vegetarian food, and they wish Happy New Year, isn't it? In Hindi or Sanskrit, it's called Nav Varsha Mangala. May you have a auspicious, blessed New Year. But do you really think, how many of you agree with this statement that by wasting our money in intoxication, going for gambling in casinos, going to eating killed animals by meat eating, will there be auspiciousness? Will there be mangal or right? No, Atar is saying no, right? And people go spend their nights, they go around 10, 11 p.m. and they spend like to 2, 3 a.m. Whole night they are kind of so-called wasting their time, energy, consciousness, right? Not a very good idea, right? But on the contrary, what devotees do, like all of you did, you went to temples, you went to other holy places like Berkeley, like New Vrindavan, D-Land, etc., or did yajna, did puja, did chanting, did association of devotees, served cows. This is the best way to celebrate New Year, or to celebrate any festival or any occasion, birthday, anything for that matter. So really, all glories to all of you and to your families for giving you such wonderful culture. Even though in your vacation time you could take out some time from your and also keep Krishna as the part of your life. So very, very nice. Thank you. Just a reminder, try to see how my face is in the center of the screen or the center of the camera. So make sure that I can also see you, at least your full face in the center of the screen. Okay, not just your eyes, not just your head, and so okay, wonderful, wonderful. So I think most of you know this verse, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Srinivasa, right? Just in case you missed, some of you missed last time. Doing a quick recap since this is very similar verse, like how we have the Panchatattva verse, and we discuss what are the Panchatattva. So if you don't know this verse, you can memorize it. And then there's a next, who are these Panchatattva? We discussed that. All that is available in the previous recording. Then we covered this verse also, Advaita Acharya, and the 8 personalities. And we also discussed that next time we will ask devotees to share. So I think these were the devotees who were present and they volunteered to cover. Srinivas Pandit, I think Mahima reached out to me, so I'll put her name. So right now only one is left. Since no one reached out to me besides Mahima, except for those who have already filled, that means you didn't hear the lecture, right? So you can hear it, and there's one more devotee if he wants to take this spot, we'll give you the Swarup Damodars. And all this we will try to cover in the next 1 or 2 classes. So you can prepare this in the next class, okay? And we cover the lessons from the alarm clock as well. Okay, so, and then on the other side, we were at chapter 12. Is it right? Chapter 12. Anyone has any questions before we kind of move on to the next one? Anyone wants to say something, tell, ask, correct? All good? So I see that in the beginning of the class, we had 7 devotees, but now we have 17. So good that you join, but it will be better if you join on time, okay? So try to keep that in mind. it would be nice if you join like 1 or 2 minutes prior to the class, not 2 minutes late, not 5 minutes late, not 10 minutes late. Okay, try if possible. That will really, because if we respect time, time will respect us, because Kṛṣṇa is time. As we approach time, time will approach us. Kṛṣṇa says, Kala Vasmi, and the time. And those people who are always on time, it's a very good habit which will help you throughout your life to respect time. Of course, unforeseen things will come, but we can always try to be more planned, more organized, and try to be little, earlier than being a little late. Okay, so we are at chapter 12, if you remember, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. The acronym is Gita, right? Isn't it? So who remembers the kind of the full form, or the what the G stands for, what's the I stands for? What does G stand for? Okay, Sampada will tell, please.
I think it was God, the acronym.
Oh, yes.
For chapter. Yeah.
Good,
so G
good.
stands for Godhead.
Very nice. Can you elaborate just a little bit? So basically, Arjuna asked this question, right? Is God personal or impersonal?
Yeah. So Kṛṣṇa is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is personal, but then he can also be impersonal. Well, but he is personal.
He's a person. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Parama Purusha, Uttama Purusha. So many ways. Namam Ishvaram Satchidananda Rupam. Rupa means again person. So many words talk about this. That the Krishna is the Supreme Lord and he is a person. All of you are personal or impersonal. What do you think, Navya? You are personal or as a person, or you are just some impersonal person?
Okay. We are personal.
We're personal. Or we are a person, so we are personal, right? What does impersonal mean? What does it mean when you say impersonal? Yes, As?
Impersonal. Impersonal means like the forms that, like, he does not have a form, like he's formless.
Very nice. Yes, Mahima, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to say what he said. I was going to say that it means like it doesn't really necessarily like have a body.
Very nice. Ishan, what are we talking about? Please tell.
We are talking about impersonal and personal.
Okay, so what is your thought? What does impersonal mean?
I mean, like when you mentioned, said like without a body, but like there's like just the energy.
Very nice.
Or the soul.
How about a window? Is it personal, impersonal? One or two?
Can you repeat that again, Prabhuji?
How about a window? You have windows in home or doors? They are personal or impersonal? Impersonal, right? Because yeah, there's no person there. There's just some energy of the Lord. In the material world, we can say they are impersonal. Like for example, if you kind of like carrying, let's say, a piece of tray, let's say, or a piece of glass, and you accidentally, the glass falls, it's a steel cup or glass, it falls down from your hand, and it bangs the ground, right? What do you say? Oh, my dear glass, I'm so sorry. I made you fall, right? Please forgive me. How many of you do that? Anyone? Right? We do that. We do that to the glass. Right? So, but if there's a person, if let's say we accidentally, even even very little harm, let's say we even little harm, let's say anything, we tripped over or someone, we just like push someone accidentally or something, we ask for forgiveness, isn't it? Right? But in the spiritual world, it is said everything is chintamani, so everything is personal. In the spiritual world, Krishna's flute, right? It's not just an object of wood, it's a person, right? Same with anything in spiritual world, okay? Now what's the O for? G-O-D. What's the O for? It's the options to serve, right? We discussed that. There are multiple Krishna consciousnesses, there's a lot of variety, and we can serve Krishna by multiple ways. Can anyone tell a few ways? You can type in just a few ways, whatever. I think we discussed that. Chanting, dancing, going to temple, association of devotees, yes, reading verses, reading shlokas, sharing with others, Krishna Prasad. So many ways are there, right? Kirtan, excellent. So, but engaging our mind is harder than compared to engaging our senses. But if we keep trying, it will be possible. And then the last and the most important is the devotee, the dynamics of a devotee or disposition of a devotee is how a devotee is. How many of you are devotee of Krishna? Is your hand? I mean, it's a tricky question. So yeah, we're trying to be devotees, so it's okay. Krishna sees that we are sadhakas, but we're doing sadhana. We're trying to be Krishna conscious. We're trying to devote our life, our mind, our senses in the service of the Supreme Lord. So we're aspiring devotees, right? We're aspiring to be a devotee. We may not be pure devotee. Pure devotee is they cannot forget Krishna even for a moment. Anyone fits in that category here? You cannot forget Krishna even for a moment. 24/7, you're thinking about the Supreme Lord or anything or everything in connection to Him. You don't think about anything which is not connected to Him. Anyone? Okay, that's fine. You don't need to, Out of 24 hours we have, how many hours you think, you can give me your honest count, that you're able to think of Krishna directly or indirectly? Directly means that you're directly trying, like chanting, kirtan. Indirectly means you're always cognizant. I'm studying for Krishna. I'm eating Krishna Prasad because it's connected to Krishna. I'm going to temple to meet devotees. So on an average, what do you think? You're 1 hour connected to Krishna, 2 hours, 3 hours. Type in a number which I can see. And I want to see a number out of 24 hours. Honestly, it can be different for everyone, right? 1.36. Wow, that's very specific. 1.36 hours. Interesting. So yeah, 3, 4, 5, getting different responses. All is good. Very nice. Even that is a very good start. So it's a very nice number. Ishan is saying you don't know. Okay, try. I mean, 3 hours, 4 hours, right? And then we can, today I heard a very nice point from Hare Krishna Thai Sevani Mataji. We can have things, pushers for promoting Krishna consciousness and blockers with things which distract us. For example, if video games distract us, then we can say, okay, I'll play video game for less time. For example, if you're playing 1 hour, you can play, okay, I will do 2 hours of bhakti. That includes my studies to Krishna. That includes a lot of things, chanting, kirtan, taking care of our health, because body is given by the Supreme Lord. That's also service to Krishna. So after 3 hours of Krishna conscious activity, directly or indirectly, I will play 30 minutes or 10 minutes. That can be delayed. Haridas Thakur also did that. Okay, and then let's come to the D of till which verse we read last time? 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13th we read, I think. The wonderful qualities. But today I want to specifically focus on text number 15, and that's we'll do spend maybe next 1 or 2 sessions fully on this, about the speech part. Who wants to read this beautiful verse? Anyone? Okay, Biraj, go ahead, please. Biraj, you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yasmanat vijate loko, lokanat vijate chaya, harsa marsa payodvegyar muktaya sachame priya.
Very nice. Okay. Yes, Vinayak? Prabhu?
He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not distributed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me.
Very well. Excellent. It's a very nice verse. Yasman na udvijite. Udvijite means agitate. Right? Uttejit, you may have heard this word, uttejit. That means the person who is, from whom no one is agitated. In short, that person, cha sa me priya. Me priya came last time, and me priya will come in multiple verses. So what are we discussing? What are the qualities in from text number 13 onwards till the last verse? What are those qualities which will make us dear in the eyes of the Supreme Lord? And if you are doing anything besides hearing this, I see some of you are like maybe chatting to other people, or maybe playing video game, or maybe reading something. I can make out from your faces, right? So you may feel that I don't know, but I can certainly understand that some of you are not paying full attention in what's being discussed. If you have to step out, you want to do that activity, you can certainly do that. I won't mind. Okay, but if you want to be here, then be here. Okay, and be present. So, what are those qualities which will make us dear to the Supreme Lord? Right? You all want to know. We want to all become dear to the Supreme Lord, right? And how can we know what will make us dear in the eyes of the Lord? By knowing from the Supreme Lord Himself. And who is speaking all these verses? Anyone will tell who is speaking these verses? Yes, Mishri, please.
Krishna saying all of these verses.
Yes, that's excellent. How many verses Krishna spoke in the Bhagavad Gita? Anyone knows this? Yes, Biraj?
About 700 Prabhuji.
And how many verses are total?
10 billion.
In Bhagavad Gita, I mean.
Oh, I'm not sure, Prabhuji.
Okay, who knows that answer? How many verses in Bhagavad Gita? Athar, please tell.
18,000?
18,000, that's the correct number, but that's for the Bhagavatam. Good. Lakshay?
700.
700. Okay, that's correct. So you see my whiteboard here, right? You can see it. Okay, let's do this thing. Whiteboard. Where's my pencil? No, see, pencil. So, Bhagavad Gita. How many verses are there? 700 total. Okay. Lord Kṛṣṇa spoke how many? 574 verses. Okay. How many Arjuna spoke? Any guesses? Well, guess. Sas?
81.
81. That's close. 84. Good. Sanjaya? Any guesses? Lakshay?
It's either 2 or 10. I
2
forgot.
or 10. That's close. We'll take it's 11. Any who's left here? Vinayak?
Dhritarashtra spoke 1.1, so only one sloka. Hare Krishna.
Dhritarashtra. Anyone else left? No? What's the sum? 574 plus 84 plus 11 plus 1. Lakshay?
700.
700. Okay, let's do the math problem now. Krishna spoke, don't use calculators, okay? Krishna spoke what percentage of verses from Bhagavad Gita? Type in your answer in a reply me only. Type in your answer, I want to see. What percentage of verse Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita? No calculators, please. It's not a guess thing, it's a math problem, right? It's not a guess game. I see 80, 85, 81, 92. Who feels that he or she is correct in their answer? Okay, Sahas, go ahead, explain what.
I think it's 80. I think it's 82. Because what I did is, so there's 700 total verses and there's 574 that Krishna spoke. So what you do is you just divide 574 by 7 and you get somewhere around 82.
Times 100 also to get the percentage, right?
Uh-huh. So
what's that number? Basically 574 divided by 7, right?
Yeah, which is 82.
Which is 82, exactly. I think you all need. Sas, you got the good answer. How many of you feel it was easy? It was easy, right? But maybe I did a boo-boo. So I think you're all in different grades. How many of you have covered this kind of thing in your school or in your previous classes? Maybe you learned in 5th grade, now you're in 7th grade. In which grade did you learn this thing? 5th grade? 6th grade? 6th grade? 6th grade. How many of you are above 6th grade? 6 or above? Okay. Half of you. Yeah, I think those who replied, you should be able to get this. It was not that difficult, okay? If you need math classes, that's okay. Okay, one more problem. How many types of species are there? Who knows the answer? Lakshay?
I feel like it's like 1,002 or 1 billion.
8.4 million, right? Isn't that correct? 8.4 million species, right? You've heard this number? 84 lakh, 84 lakh, 8.4 million. You've heard? How many are manava or humans in that? Who knows the answer? Atar. $84 lakh or 8.4 million. Okay. Yes, Viraj?
Prabhuji, so you said how many species of humans are there, right?
Yes.
3.
3. I think I was referring in this context. They're like 900,000
Oh, okay.
types of fishes. How many are humans? 400,000. Right? Do you know all these numbers? No? Okay, then maybe I'll tell you this. So I will talk about this. Okay. We'll come to this very soon. But anyways, let's come back to here. Out of the in Bhagavad Gita, primarily about 82% or all the 574 verses spoken by the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa. So all these verses which we are discussing now are spoken by the Supreme Lord, who is telling how to become dear to Kṛṣṇa. And sorry, I need to share my screen here. That means we should not be agitated when others agitate us. And we should not agitate others. Can anyone give example? We should not be agitated when others. How many of you, has there someone who has tried to agitate you? Can anyone share some example which is not so personal and you feel comfortable sharing it? Yes, Navya? Vinayak?
Some people on the street that are really annoying.
Can you give like a specific example which happened, or anyone wants to say a specific example which happened to you maybe in the recent past? Very, very specific.
Roji, I can't remember because it was some time ago. It was like
Okay, anyone wants to share any specific example where someone tried to agitate you? You've never been agitated by anyone? Otherwise you'll remember, right? Yes, Vinita?
My brother agitates me sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all kind of have situations, people, circumstances, right? Health situations. Or this verse is primarily about we should not be agitated when others agitate us, right? Then we will become dear to the Supreme Lord, right? So what can we do? What can we do? How can we not be agitated when others try to agitate us? Yes, Sahas?
It's for our growth, that it's our karma that we're getting agitated by. So we know that it's from Kṛṣṇa, so it's supposed to help us. So we need to help ourselves as well. But
Okay.
so by doing that, we have to.
Okay, yeah, we can understand that. For example, you are going on the road and there was a hole in the road and you fell down and you hurt yourself, and then we can complain, hey, this foolish people, they make the road bad. Hey, someone put a brick on the road and then I fell down. We can complain, right? How can we respond to situations? We can complain about it, right? What could be different responses? Yes, Navya has a hand up. What can be different responses to the situations?
You could just tell yourself to try to be more careful next time if like you ever fall down or get hurt. And if someone says something to you, just ignore it or walk away.
That's very good. So one is we can the bad side, right? Like the bad response is basically agitation, right? What other adjectives fit in here? Complaining. Anyone else? Why you always do that? You're always a nonsense to me and always troubling me. Yes, Ishan? Right?
Agitate them back.
Yeah, revenge. Very good. That's called revenge. Tit for tat. Tit for tat, right? You trouble me, I'll trouble you. Right? Is it all this is good thing to do? No. What else? Any other bad responses? Or maybe it is called sometimes, passive aggression. So agitation is kind of like aggression, active aggression. What does passive aggression mean? Can anyone explain a little bit? Yes, Vinayak?
Taking out your anger on other people, like yelling at them.
Well, that's active aggression. That tit for tat. Okay, you did talk bad words to me. I'll give you 100 more times with interest. What is passive aggression? Yes, Ahas?
Passive aggression is like when you try, like you're saying it nicely, but you're trying to say it in another way. You're trying to say it aggressively.
Yeah, you're trying to express your aggression in a different way, not so openly, but okay. Hey, let's say, oh, you know what that person did to me? You're trying to pollute that, the fault finding. You're trying to pollute that person or trying to blow his trumpet, her trumpet. And then in that way, you are taking revenge. Maybe not in a very active way, but in a very passive way, you're trying to express your agitation. Right? This is also a good response to any situation. What do you think? Fault finding, polluting that person's image. Bad. Okay. What are some of the good responses to any situation? Yes, Maima?
Like you can remind them that like there's some incident here, maybe you should fix it because like maybe they didn't see it before.
Yes, a proper honest communication. Okay, that's nice. What else? Yes, Ishan?
Like accept it and tell the person not to do it again.
Okay, so I think communication we covered. So accept or tolerate, right? Very nice. So we can tolerate that. Yes. Tit for tat or tolerate that? You have choices. Yes, Mishti?
You could also just let it go and accept it as like if it's a small matter, just let it go and accept it as the will of Krishna.
Yeah, that's excellent. Let it go. Today, Hare Krishna Taisevani Mataji mentioned the best way to deal with these situations is to not deal with it. Right? Because if you think of all these small things here, small things there, life is, we have to focus on the big things, right? If some person said, hey, you look ugly, right? We can spend 10 days thinking about it, right? Or we can just let it go. Well, that person, we can just say, that person really doesn't know what is body, what is soul. Thinking ourselves as the body is a sign of very, very neophyte consciousness. Whatever I am is I am. Whatever my color is, I'm happy with it. Whatever my height, my weight is, I'm happy with it. Even the Miss World or the Mr. World are not happy with their body. You know that? They commit suicide after they see the gray hairs. They get little fat, they commit suicide. Many people have done that. Why? There's lack of proper knowledge. Yes, Navya, what's on your mind?
Like if someone ever says anything to you, just kind of ignore it, because then they'll stop doing it, because they're like doing it to see the reaction to it.
Can you elaborate? Can you repeat? Sorry, I couldn't properly comprehend that. Can you please repeat?
Kind of ignore it so that they don't keep doing it, because they won't do it again.
Ignore it or let it go. Very nice. You know, one time Srila Prabhupada was in London, in the Soho Street temple, and there was bikers. You know, have you seen some biker gang? Zoom, 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 zoom. Like, they create a lot of very heavy noise from their very heavy bikes, right? And they were voluntarily trying to agitate. Knowingly, consciously, they were trying to agitate the devotees, because they were having devotees were having some kirtan or some katha. And just imagine like 10 big bikes with their silencer and creating this huge, throttling noise. And devotees got agitated. And they were about to, respond to them. Hey, why the hell are you doing that? Prabhupada said, don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you say that, they will do less or more. One or two. Two, right? But if you don't react to it, they will just leave after some time, right? For example, if let's say someone is getting mad at me, all of you are good souls. Let's say Lakshay is, or how many of you have shouted on anyone? Friend, neighbor, mother, father, anyone? Just shouted, right? Right? Okay, we all know, we all have done that. Okay. Let's say now, whomever you have shouted upon, that person is very calm and cool, right? Will you like to shout more? But that person also starts shouting. Then what will happen? We will shout more. That person will shout more. We will shout more, right? When Hanumanji was crossing the Lanka, there was a demoness. Anyone remembers? Who tried to open the mouth and then said, you have to enter my mouth and go. Otherwise, who knows the name? Yes, Ishan?
Yeah, I know the story, but I don't remember the name.
Shrusa or Simhika? I'm also forgetting. I know it was one of the first one.
I know what Hanumanji did.
We'll come to that. So I think it was Simhika. Yes, Simhika. Yes, Simhika. Shrusa was the first one. And then Simhika. So Simhika said, you have to enter my mouth. Then only you can go. Okay, Hanumanji increased the size. Then Simhika increased the size. Then Hanumanji increased the size. Then Simhika. Then Hanumanji. Like that. And then Hanumanji turned into the size of like a small cat, entered the mouth and came back. So the best thing is to take a humble position. If someone is shouting at me and if I stay quiet and just take a humble position, will that person stop? What do you think? Who's shouting at me? You agree with that? Right? They'll stop. And Prabhupada, same thing happened. All those bikers left. After some time, Prabhupada joked that they like to do zoom, 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 zoom. Maybe they'll become mosquito. Right? Mosquitoes do that. Yes, Sahas, what's on your mind?
So if someone's like yelling at you, but they're trying to teach you not to do that again, with that you would not want to try to like just like pretend like they're not there. You would want to listen to them, right?
Yes, it depends. Sometimes even our guru may shout at us if we have a really good relation with the guru for our benefit, right? They may raise the voice for our benefit. Then yes, we should certainly, we should, what's the, we should, it's not like one size fits all. It's not like one response fits all situations. We have to see the dynamics, right? And understand who is that person. Are they shouting out of envy? Are they shouting out of my genuine well-being, right? Or are they trying to correct me for my betterment? Or they are trying to be, some envy or something. So there's no, I'm not saying that we have to see the dynamics also. It's not like one size fits all. So there is more response. So we can also do like honest reflection, right? Maybe this person said that I am very greedy, or I am very proud. Let me honestly reflect. Maybe there is some truth in there. Maybe yes, I am like that. Maybe there's a need to improve in my behavior, right? Maybe there could be some truth in there. But if we just say no, that I know, if one feels that I already know, I'm right, he's wrong, then there is no room to hear or reflect or realize. So accepting, tolerate, mitigate. And this is also what Vaishnavi Mataji mentioned, mitigate or migrate. This is not like one thing works for every situation. We have to understand. Mitigate means, for example, we know if we go to a certain place, it's going to be agitated. I'll be agitated. For example, if I go to my friends who are always playing video games, guess what will happen to me? What will happen? I'll also be agitated to play video games, isn't it? If I go to my friends who are always watching, or so-called friends, so-called neighbors, who are always watching TV, guess what I will be agitated to do? I'll be agitated to do that, isn't it? So we should avoid those situations. Migrate from there. To mitigate, we can sometimes migrate out of sight, out of mind. Should I tell you a story? One time, this is a research. It's not just like a fictional thing. This is a very practical research which I heard. There was a big jar of candies, chocolates. It's a transparent jar, so you could see inside what is there, what kind of assortments, chocolates and all was there inside. And guess what will happen? People over there, it was available. It was a very big jar. People could see, and then every now and then they would come, pass by, and then put their hand in, take out some, and put in the mouth. And guess what will happen if we eat a lot of chocolates, a lot of cookies, or candies, unhealthy stuff? What will happen? We'll grow very healthy and fit, right? No, down. We'll grow unhealthy, fat, obese, etc., right? And that's what started to happen because they were consuming so many chocolates every day, so many candies, so many chocolates, so many things, right? Now, what happened? The jar was the same, the content inside was the same, the chocolates and the candies and stuff. But one person just did one thing. He covered the jar with a dark paper. Okay, so now it was not visible what is inside. People were not told that the things inside have changed, or nothing was changed. Nothing was told to the people, just the jar. Basically, the jar, they painted the jar, or they covered the jar from outside and made it dark. Any guesses what happened further? Not if you want to guess. Okay, Sampada.
The number reduced.
The number
Reduced.
reduced. Number of what? Number
The
of chocolates
people
inside
bought-
reduced?
No, the people who bought cookies and those candies.
Yeah, who were eating, they reduced over 50%. That means they were consuming 50% less chocolates. Now, what's the lesson in here? What's the takeaway? Yes, Sampradha? Yes. Sorry, Mishti.
We should not like keep like distractions in front of us, otherwise like in plain sight, otherwise then we'll want to do that. Like if we keep like our phone, like if I'm studying and I keep my phone right next to me, then I will want to go on my phone.
Excellent. Very good example. Out of sight, out of mind. If it's in the sight, then we will certainly be tempted to get that into our senses, right? Whether it's the chocolate, we will tempted to eat it. Just imagine, you're in your study table, you have 20 chocolates. Won't you be tempted to eat it? Say yes. Right? Anyone disagrees to that? And on the study phone, you have a lot of nice some games and new gaming. What's a new gadget in, on your study table or on the wall, wherever. Won't you be tempted to get those things? A lot of advertisements these days. Why do people shop new gadget, new thing? Because they see all that, right? Who can tell whatever we see, we'll be tempted to do that. Greed will come, etc. From Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. Please tell me a verse. Whatever our senses see, they then do some contemplation around it. And then greed comes. You all know this verse. Slowly the bells are ringing. You see that. Chapter 2, one more hint. Chapter 2, very, very famous verse. Yes, Ethereal.
It's 2.62. Dhyayato vishayam pumsa sankastesu vijayate sankat sanjayate kama krodhat vijayate. While contemplating on the objects of the senses, the person develops attachment from them. And from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises.
Excellent. So the more we contemplate on things, the more we will be tempted to do. The more we'll fall in the trap of those things, right? Now, can you tell me a quality of the five, amongst the five, the qualities, the 5 qualities of the students, which links to this? So comprehend what are the 5 qualities of the students, which we discussed in 2-3 classes back, and what one fits here the most. Lakshay.
It's the one that we should be like careful in what we intake.
Okay. Who teaches us that? How did we learn that?
It was
Sunita?
I think it was the turtle that taught us that.
Turtle taught that. Okay, in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, very nice. The example is there. Yes, Binayak?
Praji, I couldn't hear you for the last bit. What was the question, Praji?
We discussed the 5 qualities of students. We want to talk about what fits here the most.
Oh, Praji, I think it's consume less, because if we have no contemplation, we won't consume.
Very nice. So what was the word here? Alpahara, right? Alpahara. You all remember that? Ahar means food. It could be food for the mind. It could be food or basically what we consume in, right? If we consume in a lot of advertisements, a lot of crap from the outside world, in our mind also, the mind will contemplate on that, and the mind will be tempted, isn't it? Similarly, now we see that the words have a very important effect. Okay, I want to show all of you a very nice video, because we have, as I said, for the next few classes, we'll just dive into 12:15 and 12 and 17:15. Okay, 12:15 and 17:15. For if you have not learned, try to learn these verses. Give priority to 17.15 first, which we'll study next time. And next 2-3 sessions we'll devote on culture of speech. Okay, the speech has a very important effect on us. How many of you agree with that? Right? We all agree. We just focus on the first line that we should not be agitated. But can we agitate others also? Can we agitate others? Primarily, it's done through speech, shouting, etc. So, speech has a very important effect on everyone. Do you think speech has an effect on animals also? Right? Do you think speech has an effect? How about the effect on the plants? Do you think it has effects on plants? Okay, let's watch a nice video to see if the speech has an effect on the plants as well. You're able to...
Do plants have senses? Yes, they do. This tree can see. To approach the support.
Over the course of the next month, I'll be talking nice to plant A and mean to plant B. Let's begin.
You are so pretty and so beautiful, and you're gonna grow so much because I love you. I love you. What's up, you dumb sack of crap? You trying to grow? You can't grow. Crap's a sack can't grow, you dumb sack of crap. You're so thirsty? Probably because someone's growing up so fast.
Now shut up. You are so much prettier than all these sluts. Seriously, you should be in a botanical garden. I am serious. You look fierce. Oh man, you look like marijuana came down with polio. Okay, day 30. Time to see how it turned out. Plant A, you grew a total of 2 inches. I am so proud of you. Plant B, you grew a total of, who gives a crap? You sack of crap. You couldn't do the one thing that you're supposed to do.
Choose the better one. Between the wheat and tomato. Because the tomato is easier to parasitize. Compete to reach the support. Still try so hard. But finally give up. In 1966, Cleve Baxter, former CIA, made a polygraph test. He connected a dragon pot plant to a lie detector. Within a group, it can recognize the exact person who destroyed its partner, and also conveys the fear. Obviously, the plants have memory and feeling. According to Stefano Mancuso, Italian scientist, plants' memory can last at least 40 days. Plants, undoubtedly, have consciousness.
Very cool. So, How was this? Interesting, right? So even the plants whose consciousness is not so developed, they have consciousness. What to speak of humans whose consciousness is highly developed? Okay, so our words have a very deep impact on others, both in good way and in a bad way as well. So it's very, very important to understand the dynamics of speech. Okay, so we'll cover more about that next time. Any thoughts, comments, additions, questions from now before we wrap up for today? Okay, so try to learn 17:15 of Bhagavad Gita, Anudvegakaram Vakyam. It's connected to 12:15. Reflect on what we have discussed so far today, and discuss with someone, maybe your parents, your brother, sister, anyone you feel comfortable. The more you discuss, these are all things very important. The more it will help us to reflect, right? How can we choose one response over the other, right? Because it will go deeper in our consciousness. It will go in our subconscious state. Because it is not just to know these things, right? We may be already, all of you said these answers, right? I just put in one place. All of you know all these wonderful things. You're also intelligent, you're all wonderful devotees. But when we discuss, it goes deeper in our consciousness. Okay, so please discuss with your anyone who is favorable, open to discussing. Okay. Okay. Anything before we wrap up? Any questions, comments, additions? Everyone okay? Happy? Okay, so I wish you all a very, very happy new year as per the solar calendar, and of course the Gaur Purnima marks the Vedic New Year. You know that? One last thing maybe I'll teach before we wrap up. So all of you have saved this. And what does octopus mean? Please tell. Why is octopus called octopus? Yes. Sahas?
Because it has 8 tentacles.
Okay, so there is a number 8 in there. Very nice. How about a figure with 7 sides? What is that called? Yes. Purva? Yes. So it's called septagon, right? Hexagon, septagon. Septagon means 7. Oct, 8. Octopus, oct, 8. How about 9 is now. In Sanskrit also you'll learn the number 9 is now. And decagon, decimeter, right, is 10. Right? So all these months, September, October, November, and December, the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Is that a coincidence? They are numbered like this? Up till 1,000 years back, this was the system, right? Then, and if September is 7, October is 8, November is 9, what's the one? What's the first month?
March.
That's correct. March is the first one. And what happens in March? Yes, Sampada.
Lord Chaitanya was born.
Yes, and that's the Vedic New Year, Gaur Purnima. Isn't it interesting? So up to 1,000 years back, everyone was following the system, but just, for the Western style, we follow that. But anyways, we know that this is the time. It's not the March one, it's the first beginning. So just thought to share that in case some of you know. I found it very nice. I didn't know this. I mean, I knew this part, but this was a very nice way to connect it, right? It's not a coincidence. I mean, coincidences don't happen like 4 times in a row, right? Do you agree with that? How many of you found this interesting, right? Been interesting. All of you got this point, like how we, okay. So happy New Year and have a wonderful rest of your, I think you had a nice break, maybe school beginning from tomorrow again, right? So have a nice toward the rest of your tenure in school. Hare Krishna, thank you. Ansha kalpatarubhyascha kripasintu devacha bhaktana bhavaneभ्यो. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji.